Okay, so now we're live. I would,
Okay.
yeah, we're talking about parental wounds, and as you can see in the conversation, in the discussion, what I have noticed is that people who haven't experienced it, or people who haven't had a close enough brush, maybe lived it with someone who is living it or has lived it, don't really have enough of an idea what it entails and what it's like, and the far-reaching implications or ramifications of this unfortunate experience. And so when they come with good intentions, they they say things from an outsider perspective. And that's why we're having this conversation. That's why I have taken it as it is my job to expose it so that people can have a better understanding. And if they want to help, if they think that they want to help, then they are better able to help with an educated mind now and not making guesses. She's also bounced from WhatsApp. She's also bounced from WhatsApp. Yeah. So even if the calls keep coming and breaking, that's okay. We're going to tolerate that. We just want to have this conversation, right? Yeah.
Sorry, is your guest still there?
Yes, he is. You don't
Okay.
apologize. You're
All
not the
right.
one running the thing, so that's okay. Yeah, you're not running the connection. That is okay. So
Okay.
yeah, I used to be very angry thinking about this, but my spirit has totally changed now because I used to be angry with the parents, and I used to be so angry with the people who are trying to help. Now I'm no longer angry with the parents because I understand it better. My anger
Mm,
now is mostly with the people who are trying to help, but I also understand that they don't know what they're doing, and
yeah.
that's why we're here to educate them, right? So let's go. I am going to I'm going to go start with let's start with share. Oh, let me introduce. I have two guests with me. We were supposed to be four. There's someone else who's unable to join us, but we're going against the odds to just have this conversation. So the first thing that I would like to actually ask is, let me ask Mr. Shea. Mr. Shea, 1 second. Yeah. In fact, I had actually said before we even start that I want to do something. I want to play a small a clip of a video. All of us have heard about the man who doused his wife with petrol and she's now lost her life, right? The reason why I want to do that is because, to start with, I find it fascinating that our culture normalizes couples staying in toxic relationships, and these toxic relationships also then create toxic environments for children, so that at the end of the day we end up having parental wounds inflicted on children because of the bad relationship of the parents, right? And I think I'll even leave it out. I won't play that clip anymore. So let me ask straight away, Mr. Shea, how important do you find a conversation on this topic? You can share with us, please, Mr. Shea. He's bounced as well? Oh dear. We're having this conversation. You are there, Mr. Shea, yes. I think you have bounced out briefly, right?
You're like, how important is this? It is that important because if you don't even address it, there'll be reoccurrence, and then it's beginning to be a malady that needed to be treated. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I think most people that are involved are not even aware. You understand? It's as important as a mental health issue. You know, in some years back, when some aged mothers and fathers are picking up some traits, you understand, or exhibiting some traits,
All right.
people ask them, oh, They are witches, they are wizards, and everything. Or they must have done something bad in their youthful days. That's why God is there. Not knowing that it's just a mental health that can come with it. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever we are discussing tonight is that important because most people are not in the know. The awareness is not there. It is when you have the awareness that we know that, okay, now that we have this, that we now look, okay, how do we tackle it? How do we solve it? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, very, very valid points. I am so happy that you mentioned that. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheye. Thank you
Okay.
so much. I'm actually surprised because what I do know is that you haven't even experienced that and you haven't had that close a brush, at least as far as I know. But for you to understand it this much, I am really impressed. And thank you for bringing that up because I don't think I would even have gone there in this conversation. Faith, what do you have to say?
All right. Well, I find this discussion very, very, very important. The issue at hand is very important. Basically, it reflects on psychological scars that are left on a child's psyche. And when I talk about a child, it's important for us to, you cannot address the damage on an adult without having to revisit their childhood. And if this happens to a child, the child eventually grows into adult. So it leaves a bystander, or it leaves somebody who would want to analyze the consequences or the level of damage with a long yardstick of measuring the time of damage, which actually is probably from cradle or, let's say, childhood. So it reflects on how long an individual will have to fester, for how long the person will have to live with a wound. And this is not a closed wound. It's an open wound. It's an open sore that fester eventually. And the resultant effect is something not to be desired. To the individual that is carrying the sore, and then to people around, that would have to be affected by the damage, by the wound. So when we're talking about parental wounds, we should also appreciate the level of damage, that it doesn't just leave the individual, it also leaves people of surrounding, people who are related. It could be workplace, it could be within the community where one lives, it could be with the spouse, it could be with children, onto generations. So, just like Shaya said, it's something that a lot of people carry on without having to know the level of damage that it has left on their psyche. So it's just about psychological scars. But unfortunately, we don't see scars, do we? We don't see psychological scars as we do see physical wounds. We rarely do.
Thank you so much, Faith. You both have raised very cogent points. What we don't pay attention to, as you have said, is that it's not only the person or the people who this has happened to, because they are living in this life and they're interacting with other people. They are getting into relationships at work and intimate relationships. They're creating families. And so this ends up affecting everybody. But people think that it's affecting only the immediate family, but no, it's affecting everybody. That boss that you have at work who is behaving in a certain way, if you look closely at it, sometimes you may find out that the reason why they're doing what they're doing, why they're being such a difficult person, is because of their childhood wounds. In fact, at a point, even up until not too long ago, every time that I would see people saying this childhood, this is it, and I'm like, what is all this? Why do you think you want to point everything back to childhood? Until I started to, yes, until I actually started to understand it on the wider spectrum. And so thank you for bringing those up. And so now, what about when people keep when people keep encouraging people to mend those relationships. What do you have to say about it, Mr. Shea? But you know what? Before we even do that, you mentioned mental illness, both of you. So I want to play something that I came across last night. Okay? Give me a
Okay.
moment. Yes. Let me see if this thing, it won't even allow me. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to. Oh dear. I can try. I can try. Not available while live. Let me see. Okay. I think it'll allow me to do it here. I want to try something. So as not to waste our time, you know what? I'll just put it, I'll put the audio because I wanted to put it for people to watch, but I'll put the audio. So listen, please. It didn't even deliver what I wanted it to deliver because I am reading things on the screen as well. So the whole message with that is this mental illness part, right? Because I have started to say the reason why I was able to begin to forgive the parents is because I realized that they carry this thing because of their own experiences. And many times they don't know, and other people don't know. And even the children who are experiencing these things from them don't realize that these parents themselves had a struggle. I am not trying to play the devil's advocate for the parents who did this. I am just trying to make us understand where it's coming from. I am not now saying, okay, because of that, just pardon them and let them go scot free for what they've done. I am trying to make us all understand that there is a mental imbalance there with these people already, which is the reason why they themselves are doing what they're doing. Now, one of the things that happens is that they have not been able to accept themselves, right? They have not been able to see their own self value and self worth. Because, as you heard that man say, and I understand this, the moment that you're able to truly, fully love yourself, then it becomes easy for you to be a loving person. Do you get it? This is why we also hear them say that when you can't love yourself, you're not going to be able to get another person to love you. It is actually very true as far as I have seen in this work and we're talking with people. So there's a level of mental illness there. And so when I am looking at those parents and understanding that these people have a mental issue, how can you then be angry with someone who has a mental issue? And I would also like for anybody who's gone through this, if you can take some time and try to just visualize that parent, you will know that their behavior is not normal. So you cannot, there's only so much you can expect from someone whose mental processing is not normal. And you will see it playing out in other things that they do, because it's not going to end only with their treatments of you, right? In many cases, you will also see that these people are dysfunctional in other things that they're doing in their lives. And so, my next question